Hey guys, this is Brian Eckels.
And Jessica Ferris.
And together we are the Dating Warriors. So today, we're going to do something special because it's the holidays, it's past Christmas, and most of you are still celebrating your own holidays that don't celebrate Christmas. So we wanted to talk about this little house, this old house of ours in the background, which is, of course, a gingerbread house. You're going to see us put this together, and we're going to be talking about it in the background, so you won't see so much of this or much of this beautiful face over here. You'll be seeing more of the house. So I hope you guys appreciate our hard work and our lessons that we have that we're going to be teaching you as we go. And the first lesson we want to teach you guys about is, of course, the foundation. Because in a relationship, you have to have a good foundation. And the foundation's built on what, Jess?
Well, it's built on trust first part. Sorry, guys. But no, think about it. If you don't trust your partner, if you don't trust the person you're seeing, why are you with them? So that's the very first part that we use in our foundation.
There's just trust me not to eat the gingerbread house before we do. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like every relationship's going to have little crumbles. It's going to crumble, and pieces are going to attack, and they're going to come from all different directions like this. But you got to be willing to stand strong. And so that's why for me, the walls, after the foundation is built, represents your strength, your faith in each other, your everything that holds a relationship together. But as with any house, you got the icing here, which
it also represents your commitment. Are you committed to the relationship? Are you committed to moving forward? That takes that strength, it takes trust, and that begins to create the foundation of your whole relationship.
for me and Jess, it's as simple as this icing here that holds the roof in place as well, because holding the roof in place actually makes so much more of a difference. You know, holding the roof in place gives you shelter. It gives you something to hide under when those storms of life hit. You know what I mean, Jess? Mm-hmm. And it means that someone's supporting you through life's storms. You know, and we're sorry for all the sounds going on. It's the holidays. So I'm at Jess's family's house for the week, and it's been
first
great.
Holiday with my family. And let me tell you, handled like a trooper.
First
that
Christmas
trust.
with her.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that trust, it's that level of commitment that we have. We want you guys to have as well, because once you become a dating warrior. So, let's get started, Jess, on this wonderful, wonderful project together.
Absolutely. So, we already agreed, guys. Sorry for the guys out there. The women usually handle the icing, and that's what we've already talked about. But, Brian, what does the icing represent here for us today?
In a way, it represents the glue. It represents the glue that sticks it all together. It represents what you guys have in common. What do you have in common? What are your differences? How are your differences handled? That's what it represents to me, because icing eventually dries. Now, in a relationship, you don't want it to dry up and get old, so you try to spice things up a little. You try to find new things and new creative ways to do things, and you just find a way to stay in each other's company, because you were put together by a divine source. Now, as me and Jess have talked about several times in the past, a lot of people, you know, they believe in something higher than themselves. Obviously, for me and Jess, we also do. So that higher commitment to a higher power, to a higher self even, it's all about that. And that represents the peak at the top up here. Mm-hmm. There's multiple levels, which you'll see here today. And as you see, Jess is doing this so beautifully. She obviously knows what she's doing.
Practice. Practice, practice.
And that's a good point there too, Jess. Think about it. Practice. Most people think they're going to meet their one, and if they don't meet their one and they have a broken relationship, they're not going to find the one. It's all about practice. See every relationship you're in or every date you go on as practice towards getting closer to the one. Me and Jess have been talking about last night and the past couple of days that there's a lot of misconceptions out there, folks, when it comes to relationships, that they say you'll never meet the one, that you should just be happy with whoever you get on a date with, and that's no further from the truth.
Honestly, it's how you weather it. You may not find the one, but you find the one that's right for you right now. And guess what? That's still perfect. Because The icing, I mean, the icing here represents the thick and the thin. How well you stay together. How well you weather everything. And if you weather it all, then you get something else.
I like how she just said that. The thick and the thin, because icing can either be put on thick or icing can be put on thin. And since Jess is giving me the lovely job of doing this, I need to see how things are done. Aha!
Cheat sheet, guys.
No, I was getting some ideas of how I wanted to do it. I didn't want it to be exactly like the box. So, what I'm thinking.
So, when you stick through the thick and the thin, you get a treat, which happens to also represent the lessons that you learn. So each time you go through an argument, you learn a little bit more about yourself, about your partner, that he can't stick something to the gingerbread here. And it's all about how you get through everything.
And what I'm about to do is going to be so cute.
Yep.
You guys are going to love this. Jess is just going to be like, why? Sigh, oh, sigh, oh, sigh. But
Is this going to be one of those where I pretend I don't know you for 5 minutes?
maybe.
You see, even if you do have the perfect partner, there still have those moments where it's like, okay, really? Just really?
This is going to be one heck of a social media video, guys. We hope you enjoy. Then me and Jess will be doing a social media live this weekend as well, for those of you that catch us.
Yep. And check us out too, because hey, we've been recording even if we haven't had them posted, because we've been thinking about you guys. We didn't have a computer to put it all up for a minute, so.
And for those of you that can't read this, I am trying to do the letter B. So, for those of you that don't see this, J, B. J and B, Jessica, Brian. Because I love this woman, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this woman, and she knows it. It's already a giveaway, folks. It's already a giveaway. Spoiler alert! In case you haven't seen the full movie, spoiler alert. But yeah, this is totally me and Jess at our core. We are happy. We enjoy our life. We try to do our
what do you
best.
think, guys? Left-handed? Yay? Nay?
Yeah, we'll make it work. We will make it work, Jessica. One of my favorite colors is purple. Jessica's favorite color is purple.
Like you find those little things that you have in common that helps get you through those little issues you come up with. The constant dropping here. I'm gonna let you do that one, honey.
But as I said, you guys know it. You guys have been in a relationship. Most of you guys have been in relationships. Yeah, being a gamer, being a nerdy, geeky gamer or an anime person, it's hard. It is. But you don't give up. You just keep going forward because you got to have faith. You got to have faith in yourself that you are an exceptionally well person. You might not be amazing like the icing on this side. Maybe you think you're like the icing on this side. And the icing on this side kind of looks like it's got some icicles hanging off of it. So maybe somebody's told you you're cold as ice. You know, you don't let that stop you. You just keep on going forward because this is your house. This is who you are. And whether you're this side, or whether you're that side, or whether you're both sides, you weather the storms because you have to have a roof in place. You weather the storms of life together. So that's why it's important to have a very, very important set of friends. Now I'm believing this is the back, Jess, because the walkway is longer here in the front.
Yeah, but I was thinking we might put a window over here first. So
Yes.
I am cheating.
You need windows. You need windows to be able to see the outside world. You need to be able to see the outside world because you can't hide behind just walls. When you find the right person, like I found with Jessica, you eventually will.
Maybe.
You eventually will find somebody who will look in your windows and see you for who you are.
Because guess what? You're all important. You all have things to offer. Yeah, you may find you have to kind of go through the grind like you would in games, going through meeting more people, but you also learn more about yourself in that process. It's not the grinding that you do in video games.
Like
As
Skyrim.
much as it is. Yes. It's not so much the grinding that you do in traditional video games, much as it is, it's those little lessons you learn. It's the new items you pick up as you're continuing down a journey.
Yeah, like, okay, think about it for like this. Link, Legend of Zelda. Link had to get the Master Sword in order to continue his adventure. Maybe you don't have the Master Sword. Maybe you just have the little wooden sword and you're swinging. But at least you're swinging. Maybe you're still in practice, practicing archery. Maybe you're just practicing your skills with your guns and your drums and everything.
Or Sonic, collecting those rings.
But in order to survive, you have to have those essential items. And that's why for me and Jess, we had to have essential things in common in order to make it happen. But little did we know, once we got along the path, and we got this far, guys. Our first Christmas together, last year, believe it or not, at Christmas time. Last year I wanted a girlfriend for Christmas. But I didn't want a girlfriend. I wanted the girlfriend. I wanted the ultimate one. And I said I wasn't going to give up until I found her. And I was about to give up.
Well, I'm very grateful he didn't.
But look who I found. And our house is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's because our house has our door to the right a little bit too far over. But
Sorry.
no, it's actually different because me and Jess have been talking about it. Just like with houses. You don't want a cookie cutter house. You want a house that represents you.
Want personality. Because guess what? That's what makes life interesting, right?
Huh.
Okay, gumdrops. We were teasing because as we're going back and forth, we discovered a couple gumdrops just did not want to come apart. So, if I can get the icing to cooperate. That. There's our center part there.
Actually, looks like a little heart.
Oh, there we go. See? You work with each other, you get it growing. And this is what it means then to build the foundation of your house, of your relationship. You work together, you figure each other out. Yeah, you might have a crumble here and there, but if the rest of the foundation is solid, you're going to have no problem.
So this is the 3 most important lessons from this video, guys, and we're going to do a part 2 to this as well. 1, make sure you know who you are first. That's an important part of your foundation. It's your foundation. Before letting somebody in your foundation, make sure that you know what the cracks are. You know where the cracks are, you know where the leaks are, you know where it's going to get flooded at times. You know where that's at. Second, what was the second thing, Jess?
You have to be willing to open up, be willing to trust other people. Because otherwise you're going to be rather lonely. Have the strength, have the conviction to begin to let other people in. And please, 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 don't run at the first bit of trouble. Stick like the icing. Stick through thick and thin, and then you'll get to something else.
And the third lesson that's most important when building a foundation is make sure you have a good, solid grasp on who your real friends are. Because some of your friends will try to tear you down, they'll try to knock you down. Those aren't the kind of people that you want to help encourage you to get a relationship. You need better friends who are going to encourage you through the thick and thin and help encourage you. And you need to have faith. Faith in a higher power, faith in yourself, faith in the other person as you go on each date. That is how you build a solid foundation, guys. So, until part 2, I'm Brian Eckels.
And I'm Jessica Ferris.
And together we are the Dating Warriors.